Ever since I first saw the line at his first like senior game, where he took his head off, I decided that that was something that I wanted to try to do. I didn't think it was actually going to happen, but luckily it did. So yeah, it was cool.
I always looked at the Lion and thought he was awesome. Growing up as a Penn State fan because I'm a fourth generation Penn Stater. But the time that I really decided I wanted to be the Lion was the beginning of my sophomore year. I was fooling around with my friend, trying to teach myself to do a backflip, and about 20 minutes later I surprised myself and I was able to do it. I always thought the Lion looked like the coolest job ever, but I didn't think it was something actually attainable for myself, and that's when I saw that it was really a possibility, and that if I worked hard for that year, that I could be ready for the tryouts.
So the line before me, his name was Rob. So Rob presents you with the Nittany Lion head, and that's how you kind of get it. But first, the cheerleading coach announced my name, and but he didn't say my first name, and my last name. He just said Mike. Um, but I didn't know any of the other candidates' names. It's not like we had really met each other. So I was standing kind of at the end of the line, and I like looked down the line, and everybody was kind of looking back at me. And then so that's when I kind of like figured it out, and there was that euphoric moment. So it was awesome. It was the coolest thing ever.
I was very happy. I think it took a little bit of time to sink in. So I tried to prepare myself, kind of not to expect to hear my name called. And when I did, I was obviously very happy, but I don't think it fully sunk in, and it took time doing my first couple events, so it's kind of a gradual process as it sunk in. But it's been a great experience so far. So I guess one of the hardest things I never realized is how hot it was going to be in that suit. I didn't think about that too much, but it's very warm when you're in there. So athletically, it is a challenge. It's one thing to be able to do some gymnastic things out of the suit, but you add the weight and you add the heat, and that's an added challenge. But also the time commitment, it is a stress where academically it will stretch you to have to manage your time well.
What's cool about Penn State is that we do only have one person do it. There's a big sense of tradition and pride in that. That kind of gets lost in other universities. And so that's what's really the special thing about the Nittany Lion in Penn State is that it is represented by one person. And so it gets very frustrating sometimes. It's a lot of work, but it's also very rewarding.
My favorite part would have to be whenever you're interacting with kids. They're so genuine in their love for the Lion. And just to see some little kids, their eyes, the way it lights up when they see the Lion. Because in their minds, they kind of know it's a person maybe, but it's also kind of like a living superhero to them. And I see myself in that, and that's how it was to me as a kid. So I really like anytime kids are involved, their enthusiasm's so awesome.
It was incredible. It was the absolute most amazing thing ever. I'd have nothing but amazing things and nothing but good things to say about it. Found's my favorite organization at Penn State. They're my favorite events to do, even more than like football games. It's just meant a lot to me since I've been a student here, and so having the access that I'm allowed to have during Thon weekend and during Thon events throughout the course of the year is just, it's so special to me and it means so much. And so being able to dance and being able to be the Lion at Thon at the same time is truly unbelievable. I wouldn't change it for anything. It was awesome. Just make sure you love it, because the relationships that you build with people and the experiences that you make, and then your love of the craft, basically, that's what makes it worth it. But that's my biggest advice. Just make sure you love it and have fun, because the more you're having fun, the more everybody else is going to be having fun.
The Lion's supposed to represent all of Penn State, and I hope I'm able to do that the next 2 years, because Penn State's such a great school, and whether it's philanthropic things, just having a good time, or academically, Penn State is at the top of all those things, and I hope to represent that through the Lion for everybody that's here.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are
Penn State.